Now the third leading rusher among rookies last year, it's Nick Chubb. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Mayfield to throw it. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. 3rd and long for Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Down. 90 Wolf. We own it. We own it. Bravo. 51 Mike. 51.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
The Browns drive about to get started. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no point.
Now Mayfield lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
51's the mic. 51's the mic. No chance. Go, Mike.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and 15.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack.
Hurry! Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51. Man, I got you. Hey, Mike 51.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Going deep here for Landry. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it. He was looking for Landry that time.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Locke. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, let's go. It's time to turn across. 22 jet bomber. Hey, orbit. 51 hustle, let's go.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Let's go. 60 outlaw. Watch the run. Double tight. Out. 3 down. Out. Snap.
Locke now on 1st down. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign, had over 700 yards, 42 catches for the man from Brenham, Texas, which is located halfway between Houston and Austin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
But that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Check your hot read.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On the set. Mike 51. I smell fear in that offense. Hey, Charlie. I smell fear in that offense. Be driven.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Lock. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. And McManus able to put it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive...
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Jarrell Casey with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Mayfield. And he completes it to Hunt. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Mayfield looks to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because...
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl quarterback, Denzel Ward. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Set, 180.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I got you, son. I got you, son.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Come
Move.
on. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51.
Mayfield.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Taywan Taylor. And it's 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Go, Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, it's coming up.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Go.
1st and goal, Cleveland.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Baker Mayfield, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Oh, he missed it. No good. So this remains a 4-point game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken near the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Go. Let's go.
Got it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Locke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And the safety, Carl Joseph, there to knock that one away. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season, it's big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go. Let's go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. 22 yards there, a first down.
And the Broncos, first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Set. 10 Lobo.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Snap.
On first down, it's Gordon. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
49-yard line.
Down. 50. Plant.
Don't get nervous.
Shoot.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sione Takitaki in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays.
Hard.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late 2nd quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is Ball security, number one. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Let's get it.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, running right through him. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Here's Jamie Gillen now, standing just about on his own goal line. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama, Mack Wilson. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
They'll start the 3rd quarter on the ground with Gordon. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. That one into the hands of Hamilton. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That goes for a gain of 31.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And boy, they hit that one.
Set, ready? 60 outlaw. And watch your leg. Ready, ready.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. Hey, Wahoo! 5.
Lock now on 3rd and goal. Now he's got it. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by McManus is good. And that's going to tie us at 13. So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
First down, Cleveland.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Bradley Chubb make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Mike 51.
Real.
Watch the slant. Ringer.
After the sack on first down, Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
No.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Mike's 50.
From the gun, Mayfield. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Von Miller in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And a friendly bounce there. They will get excellent field position to start as this kicks out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter from Oakland. The Raiders have widened their lead even further. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, Locke. Making the catch, it's Winfrey. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, Something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open. That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
We go set. 18 Gator.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Gets it to Gordon. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Welcome back now to Denver. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Block now to throw. Open man is Winfrey. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. McManus's point after is good, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Damian Ratley, his first touchdown on the year. As they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this fourth quarter. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Set up, 50, plant.
Single receiver, single receiver.
On 2nd and 15 now. Block. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Block. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Following the interception, Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Check, cross. King.
Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing it to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Mayfield to throw it. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range, gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Go.
On 2nd and inches. Lock. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Olivier Vernon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Yeah, this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. The big man, Jarrell Casey, in on the stop.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 12-yard line.
Mark 180.
Here's Mayfield. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jarrell Casey able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3rd and 14.
Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's Jamie Gillen now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10.
Come on, set. 15, Ronnie. 15 line. Here we go. Let's go.
To throw is locked. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears, they get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get him in the end zone. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. One last shot from Mayfield here. Able to get him, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there getting the sack to end it.
I love how you frame